This is an image of a dying man. A man just meters from a hospital. A hospital that has refused to treat him. 47-year-old Arnold Siddle was injured outside a pub and picked up by ambulance. But when he got to the Royal Oldham Hospital, medical staff didn't look at the paramedics' notes, which would have told them he'd hit his head and lost consciousness. Instead, Mr. Siddle was treated as a drunk and left in the street as his brain was hemorrhaging.
He must have been in so much pain. I won't like to even think. And no one helped him. They left him.
When eventually Mr. Siddle collapsed, he'd already twice been to A&E, and twice staff there had failed to notice that he had a life-threatening head injury. In fact, on the second occasion, he was escorted from the site by security guards because it was thought he was drunk. He was in fact dying, and every one of his final hours was being watched on CCTV. So you came out here, and what was it that you saw?
I saw him curled up in a bar.
Hairdresser Joy Byrne was so concerned she called the hospital for help, only to be told, "Leave him alone, we know about him."
He was like trying to communicate, but nothing was making sense.
Did he strike you as being drunk?
No, not in any way, shape or form.
14 hours after arriving at hospital, his injuries were finally picked up after the police arrived and insisted he was treated. It was too late. The Pennine Acute Trust, which runs the Royal Oldham, have since apologised and say they've put in place new procedures. In a statement they added, "We're committed to providing the very best care for our patients, and we recognise the importance of learning from our experiences." They've reached an out-of-court settlement with Mr. Siddle's family, who are still struggling to accept what happened to him.
Would you watch someone dying? You wouldn't. You wouldn't go and help them. You wouldn't sit watching a camera, watching someone die, because that's what they've done.
Hospitals are often plagued by drunk patients, but Arnold Siddle wasn't violent or abusive, and all his grieving family expected was fair treatment. Ashley Derricott, Granada Reports, Oldham.